Okay, so this time we're finding the zeros of a polynomial. And the question is, I need to find the consecutive integers between which are the zeros. So we're not finding the exact zero, we're finding the boundaries around it. So say my zero was 1/2. Well, the integers around that are 0 and 1. Now, we could do it in two methods. We could find out what the exact zero is and then just put the two integers around it. Or we can use our calculator, make a table, and just look at some of the values and determine whether or not there's a 0 there. So we're going to go into table, but before we do, we need to go into table set. I want my beginning to start at 0 and for me to go every 1. So my table will start 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, as you look at my list here, I've got some really large numbers. Now, my goal is to find the 0. So I want to be on numbers that are around 0. So I'm going up. I see some smaller numbers. I keep going, and oh, those numbers are getting pretty big. I'm going to come back down. It looks like my numbers here, okay, here we are centered. -112, +116, and if I looked at the numbers, they were getting bigger this way, and they were getting smaller or more negative that way. And so I wasn't getting closer to 0, so I didn't need to look at any more numbers. Now the goal is to find where the consecutive integers are. These consecutive integers are right here with x. These are the ones consecutive integers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, those are integers. 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, those are integers as well. Consecutive just means in a row. So I'm looking for two integers in a row where I have a 0 of the function. Okay, so now I'm looking at the numbers here. -112, -39, -4, 11, and oh, I just noticed I went from a negative number to a positive number. And in between those two numbers is the number 0. Between a negative and a positive is 0. So I know that my 0 of this function is somewhere located between 0 and 1 because it goes from negative to positive. Anytime I change from negative to positive on my list, I have a 0 somewhere in between there. So the consecutive integers are 0 and 1. Now I don't see any other place where they change sign. This continues to be positive forever, and going that way, it's negative forever. So there's only one real 0 here. Again, a real 0 is an x-intercept, and a complex root is any solution that makes it 0. So that could not be an x-intercept. That might not be on the graph.